So my wife says to me, Greg, we have too many blankets. I need a place to put my blankets. I want to get a blanket ladder. And I say, hold my beer. Now, why blankets need a ladder, I don't know. I've got big ladders, little ladders, medium ladders, but we also need a blanket ladder. Thankfully, I had a few scrap pieces of white oak from a previous project. I am terrible with keeping scraps, as in I keep all of them. So I have these scrap pieces of white oak. This ladder will be 72 inches high by roughly 18 inches wide. Quick and dirty. It doesn't have to be pretty, going for that rustic look to it. In hindsight, I wish I had used a bandsaw to cut down the pieces rather than the table saw. Because these pieces were not straight, they were crooked offcuts, they did not ride flush against the fence, and they did pick up a significant number of burn marks along the edges that I will have to sand off later. I'm constantly reorganizing my shop. This used to be the planer stand, it's now a little miter station stand. Long term, I'd love to have a station with the long extensions and the stop blocks to make repeated cuts, but for now, a laser and a tape measure gets me pretty darn close for a lot of my measurements. Now that all my pieces are cut to length and width, we will end up giving them a light sanding just to clean them up. These pieces were air dried in a landscaping yard, so they're not the cleanest boards out there. There's a little bit of dirt, a little bit of grime, a little bit of water staining, and these will be stained, so I'm going to just give them a quick sand just to get rid of the burn marks and to get rid of the dirt and to allow the stain to stain more evenly. One thing with hardwoods is if you have a sharp corner on a hardwood, such as white oak or walnut, you can slice your finger on them. This is not pine, these are hard. So I just take my trim router, little quick round over on all the edges just to give it a more relaxed, rustic feel to it, as well as to save my corners, and especially if any kids run into them, I don't want them to get hurt either. Like I said, this is a quick and dirty project, so now that everything is cut, sanded, the corners are eased, I'm going to pre-drill countersunk holes, and I'm just going to screw it together. That way we can take it apart if we ever need to store it somewhere and make any necessary adjustments. And again, just to clean up some of the burn marks, I'm going to go a quick sand over again just to try to get the cleanup just a little bit better. I know it's going to be rustic, but burn marks are something that do bug me, that I try to get rid of as much as I possibly can. And we have a lot of white oak in the house now, and we wanted something a little bit of a contrast. So instead of a natural white oak, we went with early American stain from Minwax, just to give it that little bit of contrast. So there you have it, the ladder rack with my little fireplace wall and my freshly painted foyer, and I think it's starting to look really, really good. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more content, and we'll see you later.